Hey guys, thought I'd put a video up about the putting up the vapor barrier here and putting a piece of paneling in. So the first thing I do here, I already got most of this plastic up, but I figured I'd show a little bit of the other stuff. So I do is I keep the plastic, try to keep it tight, and then draw a line so I know where to cut, because I don't want to leave too much hanging off, but I also don't want to I want to have the right amount to cut off. So there we have the plastic up for the vapor barrier, taped up. Yeah, it's a bit loose still over here, but once I pull this tight, it'll be fine, because I gotta still have to I gotta do my paneling is 4 feet long, so I still have a few inches here that I need to cover. So I will have to put insulation in there, and then I'm gonna run the furring strips along the lengthwise this way all the way down the whole van length, and that way have something to attach that corner piece into. It's going to go the whole length of the van. Okay, what I've done here is I got this little piece in the corner which is not quite straight. So I drew a little template so I can take my square piece, the corner which is square, and cut it off a bit so it follows the angle of how the installation is in there. And then what I'm going to do is flip it over onto this thing. See if I can show this properly. And just draw a line onto there and cut it off. So there I have the line drawn. One thing to make sure you do is not use a big fat felt to draw your lines with, because what I've learned is that it will make your measurement wrong, because the thickness of the line will mess with your measurements. So I use a pen generally. I find it just easier to use than anything. Pencil would work too, I suppose. So the next step is to cut this and see if it fits. So I made the cut, and here it is, roughly put in place, best as I can show here. And now the next step is to screw it on. Okay, another thing I've did here is I drew these lines with a black marker, because from here, so I can point, here's my finger, from there to there, there's a piece of wood under there that's what I'm going to screw the Luan into. And if I didn't have those lines there, I wouldn't know where it was, because I'd be covering it over with the wood. So then I follow them through down here so that I can see, once the plywood is up, where they are, so I know where to put the screws. And then I got 2 over here as well. So that's something to think about when you're doing this, is what you're going to screw into. Okay, now what I've done is I put some screws in place. Some of them are going to be where their home is eventually going to stay. Some of them are just kind of tacking screws that are just temporarily there. So that one's going to stay there. You can see the line right there, so I know that the wood is right under this section here to screw into. So there's that one. I guess I didn't do one there. And then that one right there, and that one right there. And on this side you can see that the lip, I don't know if you can see this, the lip is it's too long, so I need to trim the top of that, or that piece, because in this section over here it's perfect, but as you go along, it becomes too wide. So I just put it in place temporarily so I can have a way to, so you can see right in the corner right here, where's my finger? Right there, that it's too long. So I need to cut it so it's about halfway along the wood, because I still have to fit the other piece in that's going to go in this section. So I need to cut that. So it's there temporarily. And then what also another thing you need to do is, if you're doing this by yourself, you need to have a way to hold the section of the plywood on while you're maneuvering it. So the best way I found to do it is just to make a little, I don't know, telescopic wood piece, and that way you can hold it in place while you're mucking around with it. Alright, now to draw the line and cut it, then screw it on. Okay, what I did is I drew two lines. One of them was wrong, so I crossed it out. You can see. And what I also did is I took this piece of styrofoam, I measured it to 5 inches, and then I put it, so I can show this here, where it lines up, and then I put a dot on each side. That way I know that my screws are 5 inches between every time, instead of having to measure it every time. Okay, now we have basically finished. So I got the screws in, left edge so that I can put the other half the paneling on. It's not a professional job because I'm not a professional, so I could stand maybe sanding that down a bit. It's a bit rough, but once I sand it down a bit and paint it, and of course have the other side on, it won't be too bad. And on this side, I ran out of those silver screws, so I had to use these other black ones that I have. And same thing, it's not a professional job, but it'll do for now. And once I put the paneling on and the molding and paint it, you won't even really be able to tell how Mickey Mouse it really is. It's a hack job, but oh well, that's what the skills I have, so that's what I do. Alright guys, thanks a lot, take care, and catch you in the next one.